All right, here we go. Back at it again. Let's do it, player. Got three races coming up here this weekend, two on Saturday, and then we'll do a little Friday play of the day. So we're going to see a couple different things here. Some really interesting sprinters going to start things out. Coming up Saturday, Churchill Downs. We'll take a look at what's happening. It is the Grade 2 Chicago. And in this particular race, I think it's really, really going to be interesting. Got a nice field going 7 furlongs in the Grade 2. It is going to be race number 9 on Saturday from Churchill. And you see, I do the standard work that I always do. Put the little green dash next to the horses that I believe will be pace factors here in the race. And, you know, interestingly, the pace situation, you have some horses that are kind of up against it. Here's what I mean. The 5 Usha for Bob Baffert, Flavien Prat, in good form, winning at 6 furlongs last time out. And they've scored at 7 furlongs in the past, winning the Grade 1 La Brea last year. This runner, she has some speed, she has class, she likes the distance. I don't think she wants to or has to dictate the pace. I just think she will be up close out front there, and we'll see who wants to go with her. So that's where the question marks come into play. Foigua is the number 8 and has some speed and will probably try to press the leader. I don't think that she's fast enough, but she has to stay close. She has no other choice. She has to stay right there. So if she's able to kind of stay glued to the hip of a horse like Usha, they're probably both going to be sitting behind a horse like Lots and Lots of Candy. Has some speed, will go fast, really only knows one way to go. And you know, there are some riders that I don't really trust sometimes to be consistent. I believe Rafael Bejarano is consistent. As I've said before, not as successful as I would like, but I think he's consistent, and I think he will pop out on top with this runner. There's no way he thinks, or no way the connections can think, that they can rate with this mare and beat these graded stakes winners in this field. You can't do it, so they're going to have to go. And when they do that, it's going to push things. And then you have a runner to the inside, an Eclatant, who's a 4-year-old filly, coming off a little bit of a freshening, been off for a couple of months, but also has the kind of speed that needs to stay close to the field, can't really lose contact. She can't be more than 3 lengths back, in my opinion. And so that means that she's going to stalk. That means she's going to keep everything honest. And I think that is the scenario that sets it up for this. I've liked Zitlos for quite some time. She was my top pick in the Filly Mare Breeders' Cup Sprint for Breeders' Cup last year, and she just, I don't know if she really, well, there was pace. She just wasn't good enough. How about that? There was pace, but she just wasn't good enough. I think that now she's been running a little bit. She hasn't been winning, but she's been there. I like the way she runs. I think this is a setup for her that's very advantageous. I think she will get pace to run at in front of her. I think she's obviously shown she likes Churchill Downs. She's very successful. 7 furlongs may not be her thing, but I think it's going to be on Saturday. And I think we'll get value. So we go with the number 4, Zitlos, in the Grade 2 Chicago Stakes on Saturday. She'll be closing. She won't be from the clouds, but she'll be making a move from off the pace, and that's what we like. That's what we like. All right, from there, we're going to go to Thistle Downs. So here we get to see some of the runners that couldn't quite cut it, whether they were in the Kentucky Derby or on the road to the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness or anything of that nature. And now here they are running in a Grade 3. The Ohio Derby, it's $500,000 purse. They go 1 mile and an eighth Saturday at Thistle Down. Race 12 on the card. 10 runners are signed up. Let's take a look at them. So what you see here is, I've done it again, that green mark is the runner that I feel is the pace. Chad Allen, no early speed. Robusta, you know, look, this runner used to show early speed. Last 2 times out have been horrible. I'm kind of expecting MSL Yaramil to be super, super, super aggressive out of the gate, but I'm still not sure it's going to matter. I don't know what's going on with that horse. Not quite right the last 2 times out. We'll see if they can break on top. If they can break on top, Robusta is interesting, but I just don't trust that they will. Then there's Chip Honcho. Has some speed, and you get the hottest rider right now, Jose Ortiz, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. Had so many chances in the past and just could not seal the deal. They have to be super aggressive, and I think that's going to make things interesting. Trendsetter, a little bit of early speed, but more of a closer. And you know what? She's got some talent. and she's 5-1. Ocelli, I will never. Excuse me. Trendsetter is a he. He is 5-1. Sorry. Ocelli, I will never bet a horse like this. Never. Did I say never? Never. There's zero reason to bet a horse like Ocelli, because in a graded stakes like this, the horse is going to get bet. And a horse of this running style, you should get value. Then when they put this horse eventually into a maiden race, there's no point in betting that. Like, there's no point in ever betting a horse like Ocelli. Good luck, though. If they win, I don't even care. Then there's a Zinao. You know, this is a runner that has a little bit of early speed. I don't think it's enough to matter, but we'll see if they want to get aggressive. The 7 Bull by the Horns, I got to tell you, I friggin' love this horse. I don't think that he gets the setup he needs in this race, but man, I do like him, and he always makes a move from off the pace. He just, hasn't been good enough with the competition that he's dealing with. Desert Gate, come on, people. And then there's Jupiter, a little bit of speed, and Albus, a horse who, I don't know what that horse wants to do, and I got a funny feeling that Connections don't know either. So I really think it comes down to Desert Gate, controlling speed and the class, in good form, has won the last 2, now looking to make it 3 in a row. I think the 1 1/8, obviously, it might be a challenge, but no, I don't. Desert Gate, I mean, just, I don't even see anyone that I would want to bet in the race to beat him. So now we've taken care of the 2 races on Saturday. But we got to get into the weekend, and so we're going to go take a look at the situation with race number 6 on Friday. That's going to be our play of the day, and what we like about it is they're going to go 1 1/16 on the turf course. And we've got some runners in here we've seen before that have some class to offer. Green Dash next to the speed, okay? Higgins Boat, yeah, has some speed. Remember, we're going 1 1/16. Then there's Awesome Aaron, not really speed, more of like a stalker, and he's not in good form. Irish Aces, is coming off of a bit of a layoff, has a little bit of speed. We'll see if they're keen to go first off the layoff. Fantastic again, has some speed as well. I'd rather be blessed. We know that horse has some speed, and it's really tough on the front end. Hershey, this is a runner that I think at 8-1, that makes some sense. Can totally be in the right spot, and I think he, now second off the layoff, I think he's definitely worth thinking about. Then there's the 8 West Hollywood, probably going to be your favorite in here, and has the same running style as Hershey, and I think probably a little bit better, but short price that I don't really feel confident that he can run them down. Theismann, speed to the outside. So with this field, and I think there's plenty of pace, and if they have some scratches, we can deal with that later. You can make your own decisions. But with this, if this field stays like it is, Hershey, the 7 is intriguing, but I think the 1 Lambeth is a better choice. So in this race, going 1 1/16, and only been on the turf 3 times. So on the turf, going 1 3/8 shows some speed. Then goes to Kentucky Downs, sits off the pace going 1 mile, and makes a nice run from off the pace and just barely gets denied. Then goes on the shelf for a little while, comes back off the layoff. So hadn't run since October, and then comes back in May. That's a long layoff, and they needed that, and I thought he ran great. Now he gets second off of that long layoff. Jose Ortiz is in the irons. They should have pace to run at, and even if they don't, they have enough tactical speed to be up close and still close. Lambeth, I don't know if we'll get the 9-2. I'd like to think that we'll get somewhere near there, but probably not. But 7-2 is still okay on a win wager on a Friday to get your weekend off to a great start. So there it is, your 3 races to play for the weekend, 2 of them on Saturday. You got the Grade 2 Chicago at Churchill Downs, Grade 3 Ohio Derby at Thistledown, and then on Friday, the play of the day is race number 6 on the card from Churchill Downs on the turf course, going 1 1/16. See if we can get the money with the number 1 Lambeth. All right, that's how we do it here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, we will see you here. Good luck, and do me a favor, enjoy whatever you're into.